Hold up, wait a minute.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Glaziar Gamble podcast, talking to you about Secret Invasion episode 4. And I just immediately want to start with what the hell, man?
Guy,
There's no way. So, spoiler alert, we're just going to start with spoiler right off the bat. Spoiler alert. Talos died at the end.
yeah.
And there's just no way because they left it with Gaia being like telling him off and saying she's picking Gravik over him, and
Did
then
we
Nick
say
Fury
last
picks
week?
over
Did we
him.
say last week that eventually Nick Fury's gonna be alone? Because right
Yeah.
now he's alone. He's got nobody.
Yes.
Nobody. You got your Amelia Clark got some more lines this
Yep.
one.
Yep. She is alive.
Right.
Alive.
She was super scrolled herself.
Yep.
So
Just as expected.
yeah.
She's a super scroll.
I like this episode, even like the roadie stuff,
Yeah.
too. Like saw a bunch of things on Twitter where it was like, "Oh my God, Rhodey's been a scroll like this whole time," and it's
Since
like probably
Endgame.
not. Like it probably like since Endgame, like he got taken and duped or whatever. But yesterday on Tuesday, I was like, dude, I cannot wait for tomorrow. I want to watch Secret Invasion. So all those people that are like, I'm not watching it, whatever. Like my anticipation for it was like, I can't wait.
Right.
So
Well, the creative director of Secret Invasion said that there have been points throughout the MCU that Rhodey has sometimes been a Skrull and sometimes not.
right.
So that means in the Skrulls that we have seen, sometimes they may have points where they do let their humans take back over, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know if it's them trying to patchwork something they didn't originally plan for. Rhodey definitely doesn't feel like the same character.
Right.
If you're telling me he's been a Skrull the whole time, the Skrull before was doing
Yeah.
a way better job pretending
Yeah.
to be Rhodey than this one.
This scroll roadie is nothing like our roadie.
Nothing.
Nothing like it. And like he basically said like screw you to General Ross like of
Yeah.
Homeland. Basically was like screw you like Cap's here. So like in Endgame he did that, or in Secret Invasion or in Infinity War he did that.
Yeah.
He was like screw you, like Cap's here, all these fugitives are here, I'm siding with, like they're more important than the US government. So yeah, I don't know, that's not the same. It's there, you can't tell me that this has been the same road. I'm hoping they resolve that by the end of it, like they wake Rhodey up and be like, I don't know, I was doing this and then all of a sudden now I'm here.
Right. They make us, it sounds like, or something like everybody got blipped and then
Right.
that's the last thing
Yeah.
I remember.
Right.
That's something along
Well,
those lines.
Sam got Rhodey didn't get blipped. Yeah. Yeah, Rhodey didn't get blipped
Right.
because Sam did. So yeah. I don't know. I'd love for them to explain exactly when that happened. At least with Rhodey. Like I don't care really about anyone else, I guess. But
The big thing for me, so I liked the whole Rhodey Fury scene. I did like the multiple comments about them. They basically acknowledging that they were like black men that grew up in similar
right.
backgrounds. I did really like that back and forth because it kind of showed that Fury was bringing out the human side of him,
Right.
knowing that this Rhodey was a Skrull,
Yeah,
not
he
understanding the
knows.
the
Yeah.
references to being a young black man.
Right.
And so I liked that whole interaction, but the big thing for me is Talos. Like the
Yeah.
whole episode to me was just all about Talos. When it was over, I didn't think it was over. I was like, there's got to be 20 minutes left of this episode at least.
Right. I thought so too. I thought
Credits were
that's the
done. I
exact
was
thing
like,
I
wait a
thought.
second.
I was like, it went to black screen and I was like, okay, it's coming back. Right. Like there's still something. Right. But
Yeah, I didn't think it was over because I was like, they're not going to end with. I do think Gaia, you leave it this way, Gaia becomes Spider-Man esque, where Talos dies. The last thing she says to Talos was not something positive.
right.
I hope Talos isn't dead, but I also can only handle so many gotcha deaths
Right.
before I'm like,
Right.
okay, something's got to be permanent. But
Right.
I don't want it to be Talos because I've been real like I
Right.
really liked him this episode, and it's just so they were so bad to him this episode, like
Right.
bad with Gaia, and then
Yeah.
you could see that what they were going for when Talos was watching Fury to carry the president. Like he watched Fury pick the president over him, even though he did save him. Like, no, he's with me. He's one of us. He's with me.
Right.
Don't shoot. Like, even though he protected him, but then of course Gravik
I mean,
got to him
Talos, I'm
anyway.
sure Talos understands too, like understands that is Fury's duty, you know what I mean, is to save the president. So
Right.
like he may be a part of Saber slash Shield, but like it is his job to save the president. No, I mean I don't think Talos wouldn't have tried to, as a Skrull, he has enhanced strength to break the bulletproof glass to get the president out of there. I thought just a little in that same scene when Gravik got shot in the mouth or whatever, and it like ripped his side, and then it just morphed back in. I was like, "That's sick! Like
Yeah.
that was sick."
I want to know the extent of his powers. We got to see the group part. His
Yeah.
arm did turn into like wood. It wasn't just like flesh and stuff. It
Oh
was
sure.
tree.
Yeah.
So that there is like a slight weakness there. His wood can be burned, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a burning sensation on his wood, which is what that could take him
That,
down in the future.
yeah, that's the extremis probably. Is the
Right. Yeah, or blow all like Fury tried to blow a load on his face, but that he came back from that.
right. Right.
That is, speaking of Gravik, since we're on that topic, it was a great transition into Gravik. I hate him.
Yeah.
I really like, so the whole Russian thing with the world, the state of the current world
Yeah.
already makes me kind of feel a little tense with the way
Right.
that they chose to portray the Russians and stuff in this.
Right.
And then
Make it ugly or something like that. Yeah.
make it big like the Russians would. I was like, please stop. And then so he's trying to take over the world by pinning humans against each other. Then he thinks he's killed Gaia and he's totally cool with it. He not just kills Talos, but stabs him close. Like he made sure
Right.
he like did it himself. And he's just making me mad every episode.
Right. I mean,
I
he got
need him
Maria
taken
Hill.
care
He
of.
got Maria Hill. He shot Gaia. Didn't know Gaia survived, so that's kind of like the element of surprise, I guess.
Mhm.
And now Gaia has a reason to really stop Gravik. Is like if she most likely will find Fury, join Fury. Fury will give her a speech, and then it'll be just like Gaia joins the party now. You're gonna
Yeah.
get hopefully more of Gaia. And then Gravik has no idea she's still kicking. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then I don't know, she'll be part of the group, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, basically
Um,
that's how she joins the Avengers. That's how
right,
joining the MCU. However,
right.
I don't know what phrase they want to use. Joining Saber, joining Shield. They're not,
I imagine it would be Saber
yeah.
because the scrolls are up there. So, and if it's true, a lot of people have theories that like she's gonna be playing an Abigail Brand, which is like a mutant, I believe, in the comics. So if that's the person she's looking like, right? Like if Rhodey was captured, that's who I believe they in the credits it said like Riva or Rava or something like that. That's who's playing Rhodey is the Skrull named Riva or Rava. So if she's portraying like who Abigail Brand was, oh, hopefully she's not. She just found a face she liked and that's who she is, and she's not portraying somebody, and then they just move on with Gaia as the Super Skrull in the MCU, and then this person's still just like trapped somewhere.
Right, forever. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I do think it was cool to we found out what Talos's goal was versus Gravik's goal.
sure.
It's pretty clear. Like Talos's goal was basically he wants the Skrulls to assimilate. His eventual dream is that they can look like Skrulls on Earth. Like they don't
Right.
have to look like humans because Gaia makes that comment, and he believes that they will be accepted if they look.
Eventually, as long as you show them your heart, your true colors, they'll be accepted. But
They made that a focus. I think that 4 separate, it might be just be 3, but I believe 4 separate characters, Skrull characters, mention being comfortable in their own skin, not
Sure.
wanting to be a human anymore, wanting to be their greenish color.
Right.
They want to be back in their regular skin. And they made it a pretty hard focus this episode, which kind of like how they've been doing foreshadowing in other episodes, makes me think that that's foreshadowing for something else.
Sure.
I'm not exactly sure what that would be at the moment, but it was a heavy focus on being comfortable in our skin. I want to look like us. They had a long scene with Riva where she was showering, which it either was a time waster filler or was another example of
It was
somebody.
that's pretty sick how they did that though. Like the screen was all fogged up and you could see the scroll behind it, and then when she wipes it, she's Rhodey or something like
Yeah,
that. Like that's sick.
they did a good job with that,
So
and I think that was another reference because she looks at herself when she becomes Rhodey and she goes
yeah,
like
like
super
scoffs.
disappointed.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they just made that a really hard focus and made it so when Talos started to turn, they immediately wanted to kill him.
Right.
So like again, they saw him as an alien and immediately
Yeah. There's an
wanted to
alien
fight
by the
him.
president. Yeah.
And so I feel like that is, yeah, obviously that's kind of the whole point of the show, but it seems like that's a huge focus. And we found out that that's kind of Talos's end goal. He doesn't want them to go to another planet.
Right. They
He
don't
wants
have
them to
there's no planet
coexist.
for them to go on. That's been the
Right.
problem this whole time is there's no uninhabited planet where they can be themselves and be free. So
Agreed.
so they have to hide.
So yeah, I don't. Gravik's plan is to take over Talos. So either way, they both want to be on Earth. It's very much like a lot of political arguments where both sides want the same thing. It's just how to get there is what they
Right.
disagree with. Kind of like how people view like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X as they had the same end goal but with different ideas.
Sure.
Same, you can break it down to, we won't have to talk about those topics, but pro-choice, pro-life, those people, they have the same end game, different way of getting there.
Sure.
I think that that's kind of the showing that with Talos versus Gravik. We have like the guy that you can root for that he wants to do everything the right way, the good guy way, but it
Right.
also happens to be the way harder way and way
Sure.
less likely way of
Yeah.
success. While the bad guy or the more extreme guy, I guess you could say,
And both
wants
paths are
violence.
yeah, both paths are all like are both uncertain.
Right.
Like there's no guarantee that either path would work. And so that's it's like it shows like the faith or the hope they have that like Talos has the hope that they'll be accepted and they'll have a spot for them, and then Gravik just hopes that his plan will succeed and they'll take over. Like so, two different paths, same goal, different ways.
Well, we may not have Talos anymore, but you know what we do have?
Hope,
Hope.
heart,
Heart.
right?
I don't want to go more than 15 minutes, especially not more than I don't want to go more than 5 minutes within the next episode, to be honest, of not knowing what happened to Talos.
Sure.
That better be where they pick up. They better not be like, okay, we're focusing on Gaia, who doesn't know that Talos is dead.
Right.
And I don't want the first half of the episode to be like an unknowing Gaia, because now she's going to become the focus if Talos is in
Oh yeah.
fact dead.
Right.
We
Which
need to
she
find out
could
her from
be.
the inside of Gravik's force. He's not going to allow her back in because that
Oh,
means he's going to
100%. So
know
she's just in
she's in
random, she's
nowhere
just out
land.
there. Yeah.
So then it's either going to have to be her and Nick working together, or it's going to have to be her working by herself, Nick working by himself,
And
and then
then
meeting eventually in the
how
middle.
do they connect now though? That's the question. How do those two connect? Because they have to
Because they're both
connect.
alone.
Right.
That's the only
Right.
thing. They're both alone. Neither of them has a partner. Neither of them has like family anymore.
Right.
Nick Fury basically, him and his wife.
They're dealing with some stuff.
I think I took that as they were divorcing. Like that was their way of divorcing each other.
Sure.
Was they each left their ring in the bowl or whatever. He left his ring in the bowl. They both pretended to shoot each other. It was a very sweet story. I really enjoyed that back and forth,
Right.
the flashback plus the flash forward with Nick Fury and his wife and
Sure.
the poetry. It was very touching, but I take it as that was their way of
Yeah,
acknowledging.
he cares for her, but he can't really trust her anymore.
Right. And
That's
she cares for him, but they have a different goal in mind. But
right.
he even admitted they're going to know you didn't kill me, which means they're going to come after you.
Right.
So now she's
like
kind of, she
she's like
either
I
has
can
to
take care of
switch forms
myself.
or
Right. maybe she's the one that connects Gaia and Fury. I don't know.
I don't know. It made us. We might not see her again. I feel like we will, but there's a
Sure.
chance we don't see her again. I don't know what Nick's gonna do. I don't know what's gonna
Right.
happen with Talos, and I don't know. I'm very confused. I just know that the one thing that is like a certainty right now is Gravik needs to go to hell. I hate him. And he's pissing
Yeah,
like, oh,
Fury obviously saved the president, but where are they gonna go now? Because
because
we
now he has to
obviously know
talk to
that.
the president about like that wasn't the Russians. By the way, it wasn't the Russians, and the president's gonna be like, I saw them, I heard them, it was the
Right.
Russians, and he's gonna be like,
And he's
no, it
gonna be
was an
like,
alien.
that's not Rhodey. Like
Right.
he's if Nick's smart enough, he knows that that's not Rhodey. Because like, why would
Oh, he
Rhodey?
knows.
Yeah, right. He doesn't know that. He knows that that's not the real Rhodey. So like, the Fury's got to be like, why would this scroll do all this stuff for the Avengers and save the planet? Like, that's not
Which
his
luckily the
agenda.
president already questioned him because he smelled the pappy on his breath.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which that
But
even the
Skrull's
way he
probably
treated that guard by being like, "Get me a mint, open the door."
right.
Like our roadie wouldn't
No.
do any like those little things. He wouldn't do those.
Rhodey's got that little cockiness and like little like kickback, but that's usually just with Stark. So
Right.
I want them to like save Rhodey and Rhodey be like, oh hell no. Like that's like
Well, I wouldn't mind Rhodey showing up with his War Machine suit.
right.
I wouldn't mind that's how he's like
Yeah, because
introduces
like
real Rhodey back
the same
is
thing, like as when the Russian scrolls were attacking, if that was the real Rhodey, he would probably have something like call his suit, much like Tony
right.
can call his suit. Or they'd have that suit. There's no way they would.
Do we know if they can still be in that they can still be in that human form if that human's not hooked up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
If
So
they can, because they could.
both roadies could meet.
Yeah, yeah,
Rhodey
100%.
could meet Rhodey Skrull. I think there's a good chance that now maybe this is the time Nick goes on off or Fury goes on off the offensive. And
Sure.
maybe this is where we see Rhodey with
Well,
the
there's still Olivia Colman's character. Like she's got to come back into the
yeah.
picture, right?
What
Right.
happened with her?
So
Besides the fact that
maybe
she knew that her place was bugged. She found the bug.
right. Yeah. Which she's a spy, so like she probably would have figured it out anyway.
She probably
Uh,
knew about it right away and
but
was fine with him
she's
hearing.
questioning that she was questioning a scroll, so she's also got intel.
Right. And
She's
she's
got to come
another
back
one.
into the picture.
She's like the Gravik of the good guys.
Right.
She's
Right.
willing to do the bad things because she was upset that they found her torture chamber.
You know what's you know what I'm just thinking about now. So say they were in what London, right? Like that's where like the fake scroll Everett or Ross was,
Yeah.
right? Lieutenant Ross or what I don't know. They're both named Ross. There's
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt Ross, yeah, and then Thaddeus Ross and then Everett Ross.
Yeah.
But then there's Betty Ross. She's coming
Yeah.
in too. But they're in London, okay? So they're in
Right.
London, right? That Fury obviously was in the Americas. Like that's where he formed Shield or in his spy stuff. And Olivia Colman's character, Sonia something.
Yeah.
She was probably in the UK. So like, what if they use her to like bring in Captain Britain in the future?
Oh, sure.
Because she's in like maybe like the UK Shield.
So that's where Henry Cavill shows up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'd be sick about. That'd be sick.
I don't know.
I heard he's
they
looking
would
for
introduce
work.
some.
Yeah.
I hear he is looking for work, and right now he's in a point in his phase where now the internet's slightly turning on him, like saying, he's kind of overrated as an actor, and he only picks the certain things that he
I saw
likes.
this tweet that was like, if you look at his filmography, it's a bunch of done movies and then one good role, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, the only thing that you can say if you can say he did a poor job in, I would say the worst thing he's ever done is Mission Impossible. That was probably his worst role.
The one where he like
where he cocked
his sleeves.
Yeah, that's probably
that's a goat moment.
Right, exactly. Well, that's the thing is like he had that moment too. So even in what would be what a lot of people consider his worst role, he still has a moment where he made Tom Cruise go, oh, wait, hold on, do that again. Like Tom Cruise couldn't hold his character while they were like standing and watching, and the director couldn't hold their composure because they didn't expect it because he just did that. And he said he didn't even know why he did it. He just did it. So they had to do that scene a few times because they're like, oh, wait. We ruined it. Do it again.
Right. Right.
So
he cocked his arms.
yeah, like they were guns.
Yeah.
And his arms look huge in that.
Oh yeah,
like,
I
like
mean,
they're
The
already
Witcher,
huge, but a dress shirt.
he got so ripped that like the Witcher costume they had to expand because he was like ripping the Witcher costumes. So
Where?
yeah, everywhere I'm sure.
Probably, yeah, probably the arms, all 3 legs, the
Right,
chest.
right.
Wood.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see Henry Cavill, Captain Britain, a more grounded role. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
like I'm a superhero. I mean, like a superhero. Like a
I wouldn't want something like that brought in this show though.
no, but in the
I still am
future,
on the line of no Quake unless it's like the
last scene,
last
yeah.
scene. Yeah.
No, yeah, bringing Gaia to Saber.
Yeah.
Bringing Gaia to Saber, and they'd be like, Gaia, you're gonna be working with Special Agent Daisy Johnson or something like
Right.
that.
Either Special Agent Daisy Johnson or you're gonna be working with Monica Rambeau.
Right. Something. Right.
This is a call sign Photon. Something like
Sure.
it's gonna be something like that. Because I feel like
Well,
Daisy Johnson is
you know what
so
would be
huge.
sick? What would be sick is if they brought Gaia like through a lab, right? And then it's like we've been doing work on like we can tracking super scrolls or whatever, and they bring in Fitz and Simmons from the show, and then like from Agents of Shield, like the tech people, and then you bring it, and then you're like, oh shit, like I know what's coming, and then it's like this is Melinda May, the cavalry or whatever, and then like you bring in Quake, like that'd be the insane, but
and just
then
like everything else we've come up with, it would be a great thing. That's why they won't do it. Won't do it.
Right.
And I don't know if they have I don't know if they necessarily don't have the budget for it, but I don't think they had the necessary planning for a big reveal.
Sure.
Because like if they did reveal Quake, where would they go with her from there?
They're she's part of like there's a Secret Wars storyline where she leads like the Secret Warriors, which I don't know who exactly is all part of the Secret Warriors, but like there's a Quake storyline that is directly impacted with Secret Wars. So they definitely could do something with her. But there's no point in bringing in like all of the Agents of Shield because like they're not probably going to have a future, I guess, in there. But it'd be more like nostalgic for the fans. But Daisy is someone you could bring in. She'd already have that following, and you could find a project for her.
Sure,
easily. So
where do you think they're going to go in the next episode? Because there's 3 episodes left? 2 episodes left?
2 or 3, yeah. I definitely think they've got to connect Gaia and Fury, and then the last episode will be the master plan coming together. Yeah, so Gaia and Fury have to connect in this next one. He's gonna do this. Gravik's probably gonna be like, all right, next plan is a go or something, and he's gonna do something more diabolical. I hope I'd like to see Olivia so the next episode I want to see Gaia and Fury link up. And then I want to see what Olivia Colman's character is doing. Sure. Because we didn't get her at all in the last episode. So I'm hoping Olivia Colman's character is trying to find where the people are that have been getting shaped, like
the ones that
buzzed.
are
I'm hoping she's trying to find them.
Do you think Talos is dead?
I think there's probably a 90% chance. Yeah,
I think he is dead. I think it's an extremely disappointing end to a character that you like. He was good in Captain Marvel,
right? Yeah,
but
he was really good in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, he was good.
Really good in Captain Marvel,
and now he's even more likable.
Sure,
but we've talked about this so much. Like you get a meaningful kill.
It's needed for Gaia's character, though. Like
just like Maria Hill was kind of needed for Fury,
right? We kind of like at the start of this, we even talked about how like Talos will probably die in order for Gaia to switch sides. Like that's kind of what we predicted, and so I think that's probably the same thing. She's not on Gravik's side anymore, but she's not on Fury's side either. So
I think they are setting it up as Fury and Gaia are kind of one of the same, just from different backgrounds, and they're gonna have to they're gonna have to team up against Gravik, who has created something to bond both of them, because it was somebody that was one of the most loved people, Talos, for both of them.
Right.
So you have something to bond over, and an enemy that now for sure has the outside of Thanos.
Right.
I can't think of another villain that has killed in themselves, not like made an order to make a kill, but killed them themselves. What's his name? Tenaquerta
Namor.
Kukulkan.
Kukulkan,
Yeah.
the
I
serpent god.
He didn't directly kill the queen of Wakanda.
Yeah.
She just happened to die from what he did,
Right.
as opposed to,
But
stabbing
he had no
somebody.
remorse either.
He
Like
did
he
not.
was like,
Bury your
so
dead, we'll bury
yeah,
ours. So
you're the queen now.
yeah, Kang, all just a bunch of side people,
Yeah, killing a
bunch of
bunch of
extras.
people that don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, and people like in Loki, they killed the versions of Loki. It really wasn't that
Right.
intimidating. We really haven't seen, outside of Gravik and Thanos, not a lot that have been the direct
Yeah, I mean
killer.
they're like B tier characters. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Maria Hill, Talos, like they're probably
both could
B
have been
tier.
in future projects.
Right, 100%. Yeah. So yeah, I mean
I
it's
hate him.
hard to
I hate
kill
him.
it's hard to kill an A tier person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to kill an A tier person. And then for the big Avengers movies, that's when you can take out anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how they took out, Tony Stark, who's probably like S tier.
Black Widow.
Black Widow A tier. Like you can make those sacrifices. Gamora, I guess, but you can
Even when
make
they
those
made it
sacrifices.
so like Bruce and Hulk, where they made it seem like one of the other was gone. Even during those moments, it felt like they were
Right.
gone from us. Not sure
That
if
was
they'll ever come back.
so that that's for another time. But what they did with Hulk in Infinity War and Endgame is so tragic.
It
I don't.
is.
It's such a mistake looking back on it.
Let's hope the rest of the writing of Secret Invasion doesn't go that direction. So far,
But
the people that don't like the show, I don't get it. I don't get why. It is a lot of what you want in a drama show, a lot of what you want in action, and really all the stuff that people complain about in superhero stuff really isn't that apparent in this show.
I mean, we've even talked like the odds are never that high.
Yeah.
And now like the odds are high. Like you
Yes.
like and so and you learn so much backstory about these characters too. Maybe not Maria Hill, but like Nick Fury, you're learning a ton of. Talos, you were learning a ton of, even
Mm-hmm.
like through Gaia too, through Gaia and like Soren. Do you think Soren's alive?
I do.
Okay.
I do. What do you think?
I think I think that's a big twist that they kind of they could have set up for themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know who Soren would be. Maybe the boy. Maybe she's the boy. I no, because then she changed. I don't know. You know
I
that
do
that
think she'll be alive though.
sure.
We'll see what happens from here. I
Right.
don't know what it's going to be. If it's anything like it has been, I have very high expectations. Each episode's gotten better. Like it hasn't
Sure.
been kind of like She-Hulk. It got worse. It was like first episode, the premiere, the pilot of She-Hulk was
Yeah.
so big,
It was
everybody
like
loved
this,
it.
and then it was like this, and then
And then
it's like
Daredevil, it
one,
was
two,
like
and then it was like and then
Daredevil
Daredevil.
shows up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so with
Yeah.
Secret Invasion, it's kind of been like, uh, uh, like it's
Right.
getting like there was a exponential leap for me from 2 to 3, and now there was another leap up to 4. So
Yeah.
it is progressing and getting better. Loki was the same way. Loki got just good and better and
The
better.
Loki
WandaVision, it
season
was like
finale.
then better, then good, the better.
Yeah. Loki season finale is the best Disney Plus episode, like show episode
And the fact that it's
in
the most viewed episode for Disney Plus shows that.
yeah.
It is the most watched Marvel individual episode.
And then but like every show's like had its moments too. Like WandaVision, you got Evan Peters for a little bit, which was insane.
Yep.
And then you got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you get the best costume of this phase. And then just I don't know, there's just everything has its moment. Kate
Yeah.
Bishop was fun. Kamala Khan was fun.
She-Hulk breaking through the Disney
She-Hulk
Plus
was
screen.
she
Like,
I loved looking back at it, like She-Hulk was really fun.
yeah.
So
Which they might not be necessarily as good as some of the stuff you've seen in the past, but it's not like it is so bad you just don't ever
right.
want to watch it again. And,
No, yeah, right.
like, it's not Green Lantern.
Right.
It's
Speaking of
not,
which, there's a ton of DC news. We could probably do that next week, like with
considering we
Superman
only got
Legacy.
3 minutes left of
Yeah.
this one.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, Blue Beetle trailer. We got the Flash continues to just
Bomb.
so badly. Yeah, there's been quite a bit. And then Deadpool is shooting, and they're bringing
Right.
all the Fox people, but it's
Yeah.
during a writer strike, so I'm
Yeah,
not.
and that the actor strike is also going on, and
Yeah.
and Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are both a part of that like union, and so they're gonna probably have to sit out and join
Yeah.
them. But yeah, it's the Wolverine costume, and then the 20th Century Fox broken in the background, like
It's
so they
exactly what we thought, killing the Fox universe.
Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, but it's the Fox Marvel universe. I hope that he says something like when if because like Owen Wilson could be in it because it could be
Yeah.
TVA related. And then
He
he's like,
is. Owen Wilson is
I'm
in it.
yeah, I'm Mobius M. Mobius, and he's like, you're not
Jared
Is
Leto.
it Mobin time? Is that what like I hope they say something like that.
But that's the thing is, it has to be already written,
Yeah.
because if it's
And
not
yeah,
already written, they can't ad lib that.
right. And the only person that can change is the director. So if they think of something, he has to go back, rewrite that part of the script, and then they can run it. Like it's just a time consuming process.
But yeah, all that stuff's going on. For those of you that stuck around to this part, thank you. Shorts did well. Last week's episode was the best one yet for us personally. We had almost hit 100 views on like the full length episode, which is rare for us. So thank you all. If you've been enjoying the content, like, subscribe, share.
We're close to 69, which is like a monumental moment for us.
That is huge. That'd be nice.
Right. Nice.
And we just want to quit our jobs. So let's share us to everyone you can. Let us know. Everybody wants to watch this.
Right.
Peak content.
Yeah, there's these two nerds I watch. They're fairly entertaining. Check them out. That's all you gotta do.
That's all you gotta say. There's these two nerds. I can't remember what the show's called, but it's just look up two nerds talking about Marvel and you'll find them.
Right.
Yeah, we're there.
You have to go to the last page, but you'll find us.
Yeah, it's second to last page. All right, everybody. You all look great today. GG!
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets, yeah, I'm tied up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens.